Which is a resolution recognizing July 16th through the 22nd as Probation Services Week in San Luis Obispo County. And Robert will be coming to the podium, and Supervisor Ortiz-Legg will be doing the honors today.
Yes, and it is an honor to be reading this for this very week, where we have a resolution recognizing July 16th to 22nd as Probation Services Week, whereas probation is the alternative to incarceration and an essential part of the criminal and juvenile justice systems, and whereas probation professionals play a unique and essential role in our justice system and communities. Probation is focused on enhancing community safety and supporting justice-involved individuals through transformative and evidence-based rehabilitation, and whereas probation officers and juvenile service officers are highly trained professionals prepared to mitigate community safety risks, manage trauma and other needs of justice-involved individuals, and safely supervise and connect them to the resources they need. And whereas in fiscal year 2022-23, in partnership with New Life Canine, Ruthie, a facility dog, was placed in the Coastal Valley Academy program to support the emotional health of youth. Facility dogs in detention environments have shown to enhance a youth's empathy, emotional intelligence, patience, self-control, and trust. Ruthie provides a calm and comforting environment for youth who have experienced trauma. And whereas also in fiscal 22-23, fiscal year 22-23, the Probation Department established a wraparound professional parent foster home in collaboration with Family Care Network, specifically for justice-involved youth who have been removed from care and control of their parents or legal guardians and who may be transitioning from secure detention or a residential therapeutic program. And whereas in fiscal year 22-23, the Probation Department diverted 45% of all juvenile referrals for new law violations from juvenile justice involvement by using community-based intervention services. And whereas in fiscal year 22-23, the Probation Department implemented its first canine detection program. Canine Brash is specifically trained in the detection of firearms and illegal narcotics. This program has enhanced community safety through probation services, which resulted in the discovery of 19 firearms, over 1,100 rounds of ammunition, and 155 grams of methamphetamine and 149 grams of fentanyl. And whereas in fiscal year 22-23, probation collection officers provided support to victims by collecting $783,000 in restitution. And whereas the Probation Department has a profound impact on the health and safety of our communities by working to reduce recidivism through evidence-based practices and effective supervision. Probation's success helps to ensure our communities are safer for all county residents to live and prosper. Now, therefore, be it resolved in order that the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Luis Obispo, State of California, do hereby recognize July 16th through the 22nd, 2023 as Probation Services Week, and encourages all citizens to honor these community corrections professionals and to recognize their incredible achievements. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Supervisor Bashong, members of the Board of Supervisors, for this acknowledgement. Before I say a few words, we're going to play just a very brief video. So. Thank you, Maria. Well, again, I'm very thankful for this recognition by the board. I'm very privileged being up here representing the Probation Department, but really this week is about all the professionals that are back here that really go out every day and do this job, those that are here, those that are working as we speak. We serve in many different capacities, as the video shown, but I really want to thank the officers, both officers that serve in our juvenile hall and in our Coastal Valley Academy, those serving in the courts, those serving in our treatment collaborative programs, those in supervision, those that are working with our foster youth in placement. I mean, I could go on and on for their dedication and commitment. So I appreciate all that they do. None of this works without the efforts of our administrative professional staff. They're small in number within our department, but they're mighty. We don't get nothing done without their every day coming in and support and processing and ordering and managing our calendars and all the things that they do working with victims is so important to really what we achieve every single year. So I want to thank them as well. I want to thank my executive team back here that sitting here in the front row. One of the things I try to guide them with is, like, you can't be a good leader unless you're willing to be a good follower. And they do that day in and day out, so I appreciate their support. I appreciate their counsel. I appreciate their willingness to follow some of my crazy ideas I have sometimes. And I'm also willing that they can be candid with me when necessary, and I appreciate that as well. We continue to face many challenges as a profession. The state continues to ask of us, but this probation department is standing ready to do what we have to do to work with our law enforcement and our justice partners, with our rehabilitative and treatment partners and the community, and of course with this board. Whatever it's the ask, we're ready to do our part in achieving whatever the goal is. And so again, I want to thank all of you for this recognition. Thank you.
See if there's any additional public comment. Anybody else who would like to speak? Ms. Robin.
Now you're going to get back at me, Ann. Okay.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Ann Robin, Behavioral Health Director. This is the example of what the intersection of law enforcement, rehabilitation, and treatment can be. This Department of Probation have been such great partners for us with our folks who face some of their most challenging times. And they do it with compassion, they do it with excellence, and they do it from not only a rehabilitative perspective, but from a law enforcement perspective. And this is how it can work. And this is how people recover. This is how people don't stay stuck in the system. I don't know if you realize that we have probation officers embedded within our treatment court programs, coming into our offices every day, working alongside us. And the partnership really shows how people can recover, how people can have new, better lives once they've made mistakes and then come back. And so I just want to appreciate all of my friends, all of my partners in probation who we've worked with for many years, and especially Chief Reyes for his guidance, his leadership, and his vision. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional public comment? Seeing none, we'll close public comment, bring it back to the board. Supervisor Paulding.
Thank you, Chair. Chief, I just want to express my gratitude to what you and all of your staff do for the county, and also as a new board member, your willingness to let me tour the Juvenile Hall facility, the Coastal Valley Academy, and then I think I have a ride-along scheduled with your probation officer staff here soon, and I appreciate the transparency and I know that the job is very difficult, and it's part law enforcement, part social worker, part lawyer, part all of it, right? And I just, want to express my gratitude for all the work that your staff does.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Arnold.
Yep. So I just want to thank you too, Chief Reyes, and we get to visit off and on, and but I want to tell the rest of your team that's here today, it's so nice to have you here, and we really, really appreciate you. It's been fun for me to watch you grow your K-9 program in the department, and I actually got to meet Ruthie the other day at the juvenile facility, and I want to say that was my most recent tour, to be able to, I thank you for inviting me, but that facility was so home-like and so comfortable, and like I say, Ruthie was a great surprise and nice to have there. But you all have created an environment there that, I could tell with outside eyes looking at that you've really done a great job. It shows how much you care. I know how dangerous your job can be and how challenging your job can be, and it's the probation department that, my hat's off to you all, because it's all hours of the night. I mean, it's like you have hundreds of children all the time out there in the world that you're trying to herd the cats and keep it all going. So we really appreciate the work you do. Hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Gibson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here today, Chief. I think probation staff, professionals have heard me say on a number of occasions, when I first learned what it is you all do, I was astounded and impressed. And what I also realized coming into this knowledge is that what you do is probably the least understood job in the county as regards the general public. The public has no clue that you're there in the juvenile hall, that you're there on the street, that you're there in the courts, that the breadth of what you do and the compassion with which you do it is truly striking. So speaking past the chief directly to those of you who have come down, and it's a great group, I think we may set a record for seeing you all here today. On behalf of the board, a deep appreciation for what you do day in and day out.
Thank you.
Supervisor Ortiz-Lay.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Well, congratulations. This proclamation naming all that you have accomplished in this past years is incredible. I mean, in 1 year, just knocking it out, checking the boxes, just doing so much for our community. Thank you, each and every one of you. I see you out there all the time. I see you at every event. I see you at the graduations, at the, I can't think of the name all of a sudden, for the foster children. At the Family Care Network. I've seen you at just across the board. You have just been continually present and engaged with our community and helping those that need it most. I have a personal story where Chief Reyes and your team actually helped a family member who, through addiction, was finally ready, came through back to the justice system, and finally said, "I'm done. I'm done being an addict." And right there, you were there, and it is. As your video really did a great job showing, you're changing lives. Thank you very much. I really recognize each and every one of you for that.
Thank you.
And I'll add in that I think the one thing that brings you all together is the empathy that you have for the people in the community. And I've never seen anything like it. You have a great team. It's wonderful to work with you. For everything from seeing you in the community to the ride-along that I have done. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, for all you do in the community. It's been awesome, and it's a great partnership in what you do for us. And it's very, very dangerous. So in difficult circumstances, you are true professionals. So we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.